so we're gonna go over your first set of exercises for this particular workout. You're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. You're gonna do all of them for as many sets as you can. Make sure you take as much rest as needed. So the first one you're going to do is a step up. So you can set up on a step or a sturdy coffee table, anything you have. Set it up between 6 and 12 inches to start. So I'm going to place my entire foot on the box. We're thinking about holding yourself up and not bouncing off the bottom foot. So you're going to get a little bit of a forward lean, help stay on that leg, pull yourself up, and then slowly lower back down, trying to be as controlled as possible. So we want to make sure it's not a fall to the ground. To add a little bit of difficulty to it, we're going to add a balance. So what you'll do is you'll add a hip lift or a knee up at the top. So we're going to step, knee comes up. Slowly lower back down. Step, knee comes up. Try to hold it for a second or two. And that is A1. So A2, now we're going to add a little bit of core work in. Few variations, we're going to go over dead bugs and then we'll go over reverse crunch. So if you normally do dead bugs in class, stick with those. If you do reverse crunches, feel free to do those. So the first dead bug we're going to do, you're going to bring your legs up to 90 degrees. We're focusing on core tension all the way around, not just all your rocking six packs. Okay? So first we'll get our rib position and our breath. So gentle inhale through the nose. Exhale, ribs are down. Arms are towards the ceiling. I'm going to try to keep that core tension. So I lower one heel to the ground nice and slowly. Trying to breathe throughout the set. You can reset if you feel your back starting to come off the ground. To add a little bit more difficulty to this, we can add an arm movement. So opposite arm and opposite leg are lowering towards the ground. Focusing on the ribs not flaring up. Next one is going to be our reverse crunch. So you can find something to hold on to, or if you grab the kettlebell, you can hold on to the kettlebell. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to imagine that I'm slowly peeling my spine off the floor. So knees are bent. Going to start to let my back round as I use my abs to pull myself up and back. I'm going to slowly lower back down to the starting position. Making sure at the bottom you don't lose tension and get that back lift off of the floor. All right, last but not least, we're going to do push-ups. So for elevated push-ups, you can use the arm of a couch, you can use your counter or a table. So we're going to set up so that our hands are slightly wider than our shoulders. From here, we want to get to a nice plank position. So we want to make sure we get slight glute tuck, abs or core is nice and tight. As I come down, I'm going to keep my shoulders away from my ears. So my lats are engaged. Lowering slowly, keeping my core nice and tight, my body in a nice straight line. At the top, I'm really going to push away from the surface. So as I lower, my shoulder blades are coming closer together. And I'm really pushing myself away, letting those shoulder blades move around the rib cage at the top. So the things we want to avoid are dipping and losing glute tension, and then our elbow and shoulder position. So we don't want our elbows flaring out to the side. Don't want to feel this in your upper traps or neck. So here. On the floor, we're going to focus on the same technique. Set up in a good plank position on your hands. You're going to get glutes and core engaged. And we're going to keep our lats nice and engaged. So we lower down, shoulder blades move towards each other, away from each other as you're pushing back up. My shoulders are staying away from my ears. Last push-up variation we're going to do is deficit. With the deficit, you're going to be getting a little bit more range of motion. So you can stack up books, make sure they're as evenly set up height-wise as you can. Okay. And again, nice plank position. As you lower yourself down, this is where it's going to be really a step up as far as keeping your lats engaged as you get more range of motion at the bottom. Back's nice and flat. Shoulders staying down. Awesome job on those last 3 exercises. We know because we have hidden cameras in all of your houses so we can watch you. All right. Next 3 exercises are going to be a 3-point row, a suitcase carry or march, and a 90-90 hip lift or plate slide hamstring curls. Okay? So going over the 3-point row, whatever you're using, you're going to place the arm that is not working onto the surface. We want to basically cut our bodies in half. Okay? Meaning we don't want to be over here or over here. We're going to hinge back, meaning our hips are back, glutes and hamstrings are helping keep us nice and set up, nice and solid. So we're going to grab our weight here, push yourself away from the chair or whatever else you're using, and we're going to row. So we're going to think about shoulder blade coming back, slowly lowering. Once I feel that my shoulder blade can't move back anymore, that's when I will lower the weight, as opposed to using elbow and shoulder to get it up higher. So the weight is kind of coming towards the belly button as opposed to coming towards the chest. You can also use a dumbbell, or you can use a band by placing it under something nice and heavy so it doesn't fling out towards you. Okay. So suitcase carry or suitcase march. Kettlebell, dumbbell, duffel bag, whatever you have to use. So our suitcase carry, we want to make sure our hips stay in line right below our shoulders. So I'm going to create tension by bringing my ribs down, nice and solid all the way around. As I walk, I want these hips to stay in that over the shoulders position. We don't want to sway or dip our hips. If you can feel that kettlebell against your arm, that's a sign you need to shift your hips away. Suitcase march, you're going to set up the same way and focus on the same cues. So I'm going to have my hips right below my shoulders the whole time. I'm going to lift the opposite or alternating legs. Try not to sway too much. It's going to be tougher when you lift the leg on the same side as the weight, so it's normal if you feel that. Okay. And last but not least is going to be a 90-90 hip lift or hamstring curls with plates or sliders if you have some sliders. We'll go over the hip lift first. You can use a chair for this, coffee table, anything you have. We're going to set up so your heels are on the surface. Legs and hips are about 90 degrees. From here, we're going to focus first on engaging our glutes and hamstrings to create that tuck under of our pelvis. You notice I'm not bearing down on the abs for this. I'm exhaling. I'm going to keep this tension as I continue to lift my hips until I feel like I can't get any higher without doing this. You're gonna hold for 5 to 10 seconds. Focus on your breathing. And then you're slowly gonna lower back down. Reset your pelvis at the bottom. So under it goes like a dog tucking its tail. Keep that glute engagement. Hold, feel that burn. All right. Now, hamstring curls. Grab your plates or sliders. This is going to be a little bit more hamstring focused than the hip lift. So you're going to place your heels on there, toes are pointed up. You're going to come into a bridge, and you're going to push those sliders away from you and pull them back. Really thinking about squeezing those hamstrings as you bring them back. Going to as much extension in the knee as you can. If you feel like you need to reset your bridge at any time, go ahead and do that. You don't have to stay as high as a normal bridge. All right, so 15 minutes, as many sets as you can. And for your finisher,